Steve Rothschild is one of the most thoughtful, most intellectual, and most ethical people I've ever met.
Steve is a very bright guy. He's a very earnest guy. He's a very pleasant man.
You know that you're dealing with a highly intelligent, clearly focused, very thoughtful, and a vastly experienced individual.
He understands the big picture, understands strategy, but he's able to take that down to an operational basis.
He thinks well outside the box.
You really sense his decency right off the bat, and those are the qualities that kind of drew me in.
I see him as a great business leader that really understands humanity and the sense of purpose of business.
And frankly, they are the qualities that I think are still the most significant and impactful.
Steve Rothschild was born in London, England. His parents were stationed there near the end of World War II. His father had immigrated to the U.S. from Germany before the war.
My father was in the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, during World War II, and then later became Director of Research for the Nuremberg trials.
He credits his parents for their role modeling and for giving him a sense of value.
My parents had real issues because of the circumstances in Europe, as they were, particularly my mother was growing up. She's 13 years younger than my father was.
Steve Rothschild says his father became a strong community business leader while his mom remained resilient through the years despite Jewish persecution.
But I admire the fact that my mother was, and remains, she's 89 now, a real optimist. She didn't let it get her down. And it would be easy for somebody to become bitter and to become negative and to not be optimistic. So I think that's something I got from my mother.
After those early years in London, Steve spent most of his life growing up on the East Coast.
I grew up in Baltimore, went to school in Pennsylvania, and then, you know, I needed to get a job. I mean, the end of the good part of my life I thought was over. Responsibility set in.
And that's when he was offered an opportunity at General Mills in the Twin Cities.
I told my wife, let's try it. We'll just be here for a year or two. And we've been here for 40 years. And it's been terrific.
Along the way, Steve has launched the Yoplait Yogurt Company for General Mills and served as head of the international food operations, and later as executive vice president. But he says he always felt there was something more to do to give back to the community.
I like to address problems that are meaningful, that may even be beyond my current capacity, where I can draw really good people together and accomplish something that perhaps none of us by ourselves ever thought was possible.
Steve has a deep drive inside him to make a difference to society.
Steve has the ability to have a big idea and make it come alive and make it real.
It's his skills, his thoughtfulness, his imagination, his ability to see where those of us cannot see. That's a gift that very few people can give.
It's kind of like taking a pebble and throwing it into a pond and watching it ripples out. Steve's kind of that pebble that's the ripples are coming out from, that is influencing people to think differently.
And that was true when he started TC Rise. That was true really when he wrote his book. That is true with his current activities.
He just has that ability to see beyond the horizon that most of us don't.
He's tenacious, he's tireless, he never gives up, and he's always bringing people to his cause. And you want to join with him because he has so much passion and so much commitment to it.
And then he creates a path into the unknown that people are willing to follow. That's a very special gift.
Are we accomplishing something that's meaningful today? And if it is, it'll lead to something that has the possibility to become important tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, as long as we work on it. But don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out what's next. Just focus on the present. And I have been for many years, and it's been terrific.